ahoy! This is Harry Hansen reminding you to like and subscribe to the show on YouTube by going to youtube.com at the Lager Room 5111 and clicking subscribe. Or just go to youtube.com and search for the Lager Room. Either way, it's as easy as falling off a log. Thanks a bundle.
Jimmy Jungle ran a dribble to a dribble, but now you're going to slobber and you're crying in the middle of a topic. Benihana, Benihana, Benihana. Hatchy, hatchy, hooky, hooky, mozzarella, itchy poo. Reading around the collar, heavy petting up the soup. You're reading for lasagna on Wonderama with Madonna, with Madonna. Baklava, baklava, baklava.
All right, everybody, welcome out to the Get On With It Sports Show. It is Wednesday, November the 5th, 2025. Jersey Johnny coming at you. And with me, as always, is none other than Mr. Radio Pete and Mr. Harry Lug Nutz. Say hello, gents.
Hello, gents.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday.
Welcome to Wednesday.
Blue Wednesday, I like to call it.
Blue Wednesday? Why is it Blue Wednesday?
Well, I don't want to get political, but...
I thought it had something to do with your balls.
No, every day is a blue day in that respect, but...
I don't know if you can call it Blue Wednesday being political. It's maybe gotten so far past blue, it's Red Wednesday in the old school sense of the word.
Right. It's purple. It's Purple Wednesday, right?
Yeah, it might be.
It's not nothing purple about it.
Well, like on the beer podcast, three things we don't talk about: politics, religion, and math. We don't do any math. Math is the most important one.
I like that policy.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, how are you, fine gentlemen, on this beautiful first show of the month of November this year?
Great.
Yeah, another 4 shows, and we'll be in 2026.
I'm feeling good. Jets didn't lose this week.
That's always a plus for
the Dodgers.
For your kind.
The Dodgers won the World Series.
That sucks.
You know, the Nets are
maybe one of the best
Nets,
World Series ever, though.
Yeah, an incredible World Series, and the Nets are the basketball equivalent of the Jets. So
yet they haven't traded. Well, they don't have a best player to trade. So.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to get any first round picks for anyone on that roster, but
they don't have any Sauce Gardeners.
No, they don't.
But
overall, it's been a pretty good week.
This is true.
No, and for anybody listening in California, I know we have big contingency out there. At least on the replay.
On the replay, we do.
The company I work for is launching our delivery service in Sonoma County, California next week.
Sonoma County, California, going to deliver wine?
Of course, you have to.
I mean, it's Sonoma. Yeah.
That's about
what else is there to deliver in Sonoma?
That's about 70% of the stores out there. So I won't get to go out and deliver any of it. But
speaking of drinking, I'm gonna. It's been a long day. I'm gonna have a little tipple, as they say.
I'll tell you why else this is a good week.
Going with this right here.
Knob Creek.
Knob Creek.
I think last show you had a little bit of that.
A little bit of this.
Finishing off that, because I remember we were talking about maple bourbon waffle syrup or something.
Maple bourbon waffle syrup.
Another reason it's a great week is I get to cross something off my bucket list of things I want.
What's that?
And it's right behind me. It's a green screen.
Oh,
that's why
I thought you were. Now you disappointed me. I thought you were literally coming from the outdoors.
Thought I was outdoors at Bish Bash Falls. Yeah.
So. I mean, what are people are going to miss the strange storage shed /
Well, look, I can bring it back. It's not.
So that's not just the backdrop; it's an actual green screen.
Yeah, there's an actual. It's like this long case, and you open up and you just lift it out, and it's got sort of like metal lattice on the back that holds it up. So you just pull it, it unrolls out of this long tubular case, and when you're done, you just push it down, close it up, pick it up,
and that image is on it, or you're projecting?
No, this is so I
can choose the image.
So it's
an alpha channel.
Let me see if I. So you can see a little bit there. I'm wiggling it now, so the corner is.
Well, very
so
nice.
that is behind me. It's just a green screen And then I have a chroma key on my camera, which removes the green, and then I just throw an image in there. And
so you should wear green next time so that you just
It's just his head. It's just his
if
head.
I don't know if I have a green shirt, but we might have a green blanket I could drape over myself and just be Pete the Talking Head for real.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah.
We should do that every now. Like we should do a segment like that.
Yeah,
Pete the Talking Head. Like, what does Pete the Talking Head have to say?
What does Pete the Talking Head have to say? So overall, I've had a pretty good week, I have to say.
All right. Well, whiskey and green screens. How about some sports?
All right.
Well, hey, we can go back to meme of the week if you want.
We're barely 6 minutes in. We should start with baseball, I guess, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have to talk a lot about the World Series because it was a week ago. Well, not quite a week ago, but I think Carrie hit it on the head. It's one of the great World Series of all time, no matter who you want it to win. I will say this: I told you I have a little bit of affection for the Blue Jays because I've got my wife's got family up there and stuff like that. Obviously, I wanted the Dodgers to win, but the last couple losses for the Blue Jays were heartbreaking, even for me. You know, a double play on the line drive there, and suddenly the game is over, and not scoring a run, and the Game 7, that ridiculous catch in the outfield, and then first and third and one out, and you think, okay, we're at least going to tie this thing up, and then ground ball, and that's it. Bing, bang, boom, it's over. Really tough losses for the Blue Jays, and I hope that they will continue to build and keep the players that they need to keep and try and get back there because they are a really good team.
Well, one thing I think is for sure that if they do that next year, I don't think the one person that I really wanted to see win that ring will be there.
Yeah, who cares?
Who?
Minor baseball.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, why do I care about it more than you do, Harry?
You know, this is unpopular. I think Mattingly's the most overrated Yankee of all time.
Yeah, no, you may be right. You may be right.
You know,
but it just
stick of it.
You may be right, but it's a timing thing, right?
What is he? Assisted batting coach? I mean,
you just don't like him. You don't like him because he's one of the few guys that non-Yankee fans like.
Right.
I don't like him because he just wasn't a winner.
Well, he stayed one more year. He would have been a winner.
Fucking stayed one more year.
There wasn't a strike.
No, he wouldn't. He wouldn't have because Cecil Fielder played first base the next year, and he was their MVP of that team. True. Tino Martinez only played in the home games when Cecil Fielder could DH, so it wouldn't have happened.
Fair enough, but if there wasn't a strike in '94, he would have been a winner. How about that?
Yeah, maybe. You don't know that.
No, we would have. They would have roller skated through that World Series.
Maybe.
John is the
reverse
prognosticator.
No. But then again, you're right. But then again,
had the Mets not lost in the division round, they would have won the next 3 series without losing a game.
If Carlos Beltran had taken the bat off his shoulder, they would have won the World Series that year.
See, now I don't have to say any of that now. You guys just said it.
We know you've drilled it into us.
But here's my thing. It's kind of a paradox, right? Because let's say there wasn't a strike in '94, and they go to the World Series and win. All right, does Buck Showalter go anywhere after the following year, and Joe Torre come in, and do they have the dynasty they had without Joe Torre with Buck Showalter there? You know, so there's a lot.
You have to. I guess that'll bring up the old. How much does the manager matter? You know,
right? True.
What would the Yankees have won with someone? I mean, I think Torre was a master at dealing with that situation and the hype and the Yankees and New York and all that. But with that level of talent and bringing those guys up from, the system and all that stuff, he probably could have put, I won't say he could have put like a chimpanzee in the manager's uniform, but probably a lot of guys could have won at least a couple of World Series with that team.
Yeah.
But I don't say that disparagingly about Joe Torre. I think he was brilliant at managing egos and all that sort of thing. But, that was, it's not like who's the guy that won with Dallas after Jimmy Johnson left? Cowboy.
Barry Switzer.
Barry Switzer. It's not a Barry Switzer situation.
Mm-hmm.
But
what about George Seifert?
Yeah.
How about George C. Scott?
Mm-hmm.
But Seifert knew what the fuck he was doing, though. You know what I mean?
Seifert knew what he was doing. Barry Switzer
Barry
Switzer stepped in shit.
Yeah, Seifert didn't have to design anything or be clever. He just had to let's just maintain, boys. You know, I mean, Switzer kind of just, I don't know what's going on. Go play, you know.
Right.
So, but yeah, amazing series. I guess you have to obviously give the MVP to Yamamoto. I mean, that was just ridiculous pitching, and hope to see both these teams at the very least back in the playoffs next year.
They'll both be back. I actually really want to see Bo Bichette playing shortstop.
You want to see Boba Fett playing
shortstop?
No.
Because then they can move him over to second base.
Well, he's getting a little older.
Chisholm, his contract is up, and then they could bring George Lombard up, and we could ship Volpe off to the Wolves. But the Yankees won't do that, because the difference between the 95 Yankees is they never rested on their laurels. They went out and got Tim Raines and Cecil Fielder and pitchers and backup players and Luis Sojo and blah, 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 blah. And now we're going to think that Jason Dominguez and Anthony Volpe can win us a championship. And they can't. So congratulations to the Dodgers. Everybody contributed. Everybody contributed.
Become a Blue Jays fan.
So I got a question for you on that note. Does the after the, well, I guess it's the collective bargaining agreement or the contract or whatever the hell it is, after next season, it's up. Does Major League Baseball force a salary cap, or
I don't think they will
the following year?
I don't think they will, and I think if they do, it's going to be pretty high.
Well, the only thing I can see,
you mean like a hard cap, like you are not allowed to go over
right,
this?
Right. I don't think it's going to happen either, but I mean, they're talking about it obviously because the Dodgers are doing what they're doing. Here's what I see. Okay, because
other teams are doing it too, and they're not as successful.
Well, here's the thing, right? Because there are teams that, like, there's a lot of revenue sharing. Okay, and some of these teams, the Oakland A's for one, and a bunch of other teams, they can spend more money than they do. They're just pocketing that revenue sharing.
Right. They would suffer with the hard cap.
Right.
With the revenue sharing.
So that is probably not going to happen. However, what I can see happening is this deferred bullshit money that it keeps getting kicked down the road by the Dodgers. Everybody does it, but Dodgers are blatantly horrible at it. I could see that becoming a thing like you can't do anymore. Like you can defer X amount of dollars and that's it. You can't give Shohei Ohtani $700 million for a 10-year contract and pay him $1 million a year for 10 years. And then when he's 40, he's going to start making $20 million or $100 million or whatever. You know, that you can't do that. You know, I could see that happening because that's why, look, Steve Cohen gave Juan Soto all that money last year for, what is it, a 13-year contract, 15-year contract, right? Whatever it is. And he's getting the average annual value every year or thereabouts, right? He didn't kick any money down the block. He,
but he could. It's just because he's not smart enough to do it.
No, it
doesn't mean anything. Look, the Mets had the highest payroll in baseball. Mm-hmm. Dodgers are number 2, Yankees number 3, Phillies 4, Blue Jays 5. There you go.
2 of those teams went to the World Series,
and all of them went deep into the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't know how you. I hear what you're saying, John. I don't know how you decide what those values are.
Well, you can kick a certain percentage of money down the road. You can't.
Right, but how do you choose?
Basically, the whole contract down the road. Whatever. I mean, that's not for one person to decide. That's for the entire, ownership meeting, to decide.
Yeah, but why? Well, I mean, yeah, but then really, if you're gonna have owners, the damage is owners against each other, though, right? Because nobody really wants that. Because even the guys that don't have a lot of money, like you talked about, they're going to get hurt if there's a cap with the.
Well, I'm not talking about a cap. I'm talking about just
limiting the
amount of deferred money being able to be used.
Right, but that
still got to make really good decisions on who you pay.
Right,
who you put on your roster.
So,
well, yeah,
because honestly, they could look. Here's the thing: do you honestly think they give a shit about the money that they're spending 20 years from now? If they win, if they just won 2 World Series in a row, if they win another 4, then that's It's crazy.
I think the difference between the Dodgers and some of these other teams is that they're just better at doing it, and they actually do care about winning, and they're willing to go that extra step in order to get the right players.
Dave Scardino is joining us via chat, talking about
what are we talking about?
Cowboys.
Talking about the Cowboys. He's got one comment. He actually texted me this on Monday after the game. Said, "Gotta read it."
You're right, Dave. The amazing thing is how Jerry built this team up to be the wealthiest franchise in the world, but destroyed the team at the same time. Crazy, really. Absolutely right. I am a Cowboy fan. They are my NFC team, and it's killing me. Like he's never going to sell. I hate to be dark, but the only way Jerry Jones goes away is when he dies. And then some idiot and his family is going to take over, and I don't know if they're going to be any better. They might just be quieter, but
maybe. That's a maybe.
Maybe. All is forgiven if you win, but they just don't win anymore. So
they win enough. That's the problem.
No, they win games. They don't win championships.
In football, but
they don't win championships.
No, but they're not the Giants and Jets.
No, but after 10 years of winning 9 or 10 or whatever plus games,
I understand.
and not, then you're like, well, what the fuck? It doesn't, you know what I mean? It doesn't carry the same weight anymore.
Yeah.
Like they're just doing the same old thing. They're just winning 10 games a year instead of 4 games a year.
Thank God Jerry Jones doesn't have a baseball team.
That would be brutal.
There's really no equivalent of Jerry Jones in baseball. I mean, I think baseball, there's a few teams that have underperformed based on what they've paid people, but for the most part, it translates pretty evenly. And then you have the teams that overperform perennially, like the Brewers, like to some extent the Astros, even though they're up there, they're in the top 10. Mm-hmm. They seem to bat above their payroll to some degree.
They do.
I just, we talked about it last time. I've said it ad nauseum. I'm as much as you might want to hate the Dodgers because they're winners. I don't hate winners when they do it right. And I think they have a great culture. I think they have great players. I think they're all classy as hell. And I think they play baseball the right way. And I could say the same thing about the Blue Jays. Mm-hmm. As much as, I didn't like some of the big poppy, stupid Yankee bullshit after they beat them. But
with the Yankees lose,
and Big Poppy's kind of he's a classist piece of shit, just like his ex-teammate Pedro Martinez. So, but much like Big Poppy, Vladdy's really good. And it wasn't his fault they lost, that's for sure. There was nobody's fault they lost. They lost to a better team who executed at the highest level of pressure in sports. And they
were outplayed and outcoached.
It was literally a one-run difference in the entire series, and it took 11 innings to get to that point. And I said it. I said it's hard. I think it's going to be the Dodgers in 7, but it's going to be a slim margin of victory. And we went to extra innings in Game 7 of a World Series.
I said Jays in 6. How close did I come?
Well, you were off by 5 games, but we're all close. I mean, unless you said Blue Jays in 3, you were going to be close.
They're going to win a 4-game series, 4-win series in 3. That's some pretty good baseball.
Yeah, they're going to go
if they can win a best of 7.
I mean, whoever won that 18-inning game, it should have counted as 2.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, they're going to go up 3-0 and go. We don't need to play anymore.
Yeah,
go ahead, take it.
Sure. We're going to play golf. We're done. But I mean, hey, I honestly thought they would have had it the first game back in Toronto. I really did. I thought after Game 5, I thought, this is over. This is over.
Home field meant nothing in this series.
It didn't. Well, I mean, you know what?
Dodgers won 3 out of their 4. No, yeah, they won 3 out of their 4 victories on the road.
3 out of the 4 on the road. Yeah, I mean, a lot of World Series have been that way too. When the Nationals won several years ago, the Nationals won all 4 of their games in Houston. They lost all 3 of their games. The Nationals
did a similar thing where they just rode their starting pitchers and didn't matter what game it was. And look, I think the pitching in this was incredible. There's a lot of stories. You Savage. I mean, look, the guy's pitched more postseason games than he has regular season games.
Yeah.
What a great story. Yamamoto's a great start. I mean, yeah, he won 3 games. One of them was in relief, but it was literally less than 24 hours after he just pitched game 6.
Yeah.
A do or die game. And
What
two
do you save him for?
games. 2 complete games in the playoffs. I mean, it's just crazy.
Other than possibly doing damage to his arm, if he's good to go, and he obviously wasn't going to start the next game, right? But to pitch another inning, he's not throwing another ball until spring training. So
yeah,
I was.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing you saw with Randy Johnson back in the day with the Yankees.
Everybody's available in Game 7.
Well, not everybody, but normally the guy who pitched the night before is not.
Right.
No. And I was screaming at the TV because I feel like Dave Roberts, if there's one weakness he has, is he sometimes leaves pitchers in a little bit too long, and I know trying to get the most out of them. And I was screaming at the TV. Really, there's no one else that you could bring in besides or that to keep him in besides Yamamoto. But it worked out, so I guess
that was the move. What made me nervous is when I saw Clayton Kershaw warming up, and I was like, "Please no."
No. I saw him warming up. I was like, "Yes, Jay's got this."
Yeah, but
because if there's one thing that's consistent about Clayton Kershaw in the World Series,
he had one. He had a couple of good games.
A couple out of 75. I mean, he's been there a lot. So
he's been there. You got to be there to be bad.
Well, listen, if they just pitched him 1 inning, he would have been great every World Series.
Well, he had one. He only pitched was 1 out.
Just put him in, get the job done, yank him out.
That's
another great job, Clayton. Yeah. I'm happy for him, though. I know a lot of people won't like it.
Congratulations to the Dodgers, the 2-time back-to-back. When was the last time we had a back-to-back World Series champion?
I think that would be the
5 years ago.
A team by the name of the New York Yankees.
That would be correct. 90,
and they not only won 2,
they won 3. Yeah, in 98, 99, 2000.
They should have won 4.
They could have won. They could have won 5 if they just got to the World Series in '97. But and let's not talk about 2001 or
that was
your favorite
fucking chintziest win ever. Fucking dribbler, motherfucker.
Oh,
anyway,
I think that's his name, right? Fucking dribbler, motherfucker.
Yeah, Juan. What's his Gonzalez? Whatever the fucking nobody cares. Stupid guy, right? Fucking expansion teams.
There you go.
So anyway, let's while we're on baseball here, let's do a little bit of housekeeping because there's a couple things that we can go back and revisit here.
Go for it.
We made some predictions, and I asked you guys way back at the end of August. The Yankees were playing about half their games against the AL East in the month of September, and the other half against teams outside of the AL East. And I said, which group would they have a better winning percentage against? And you guys both said they will have a better winning percentage against the AL East. Me, to be just contrarian, I said, okay, it'll be everybody else. You guys were right. They went 10-4 against the AL East for a 714 winning percentage during the month of September. And against the rest of the league, they went 8-4, which is 666.
Now, let me preface that by saying I believe a number of those games were against Tampa Bay and the Orioles.
They were.
They had 7 games against the Orioles,
Yeah, there you go.
So
that's why I said
7 of their literally half of their games.
And I think I was looking at it. This was like 2 weeks ago. I think they went like 6-1 against the Orioles in those 7 games.
Yes.
So that was a difference maker. Also, we went over-under for home runs. And then partway through the season, you remember we added Cal Raleigh to the mix because he was tearing it up. So we basically averaged the previous, I think, 3 years. Or maybe it was a career average. No, it wasn't a career average. I think it was the previous 3 years we averaged for these batters here. And that's how we came up with the
over-under
average and did an over-under for that. So Aaron Judge came up at 48.5. That was the over-under. Obviously, he was over. You guys both said under, though. I was surprised about that.
He was over-under, and
I didn't think he was going to be back. So
under was underdone.
Yeah. So he hit 53. So you took the over. I took the over. You took the under. So Alonso, we said 39.5. That was his average, and he ended up with John.
50.
Yeah, 50.
No.
36.
38.
38.
Just missed it. Johnny and I took the over. Harry, you took the under, so you were right about that. Otani was 44.5, and he hit 55. Again, I took the over. You guys took the under. And Raleigh, we just set it at 62.5 because that was the new American League record. He got to 60. We all took the under, so we were all right about that. So mixed bag of results, but altogether it's 108, 146 plus 60. So just over 200 home runs.
A lot of home runs
between those four guys.
With the exception, and only one of them hitting over 300.
Yeah.
The other one's not even fucking close.
Nope, not even close. So there you go. All right.
I guess what you want to do a little NBA next, or maybe
I think we should do football and then finish with NBA.
All right, let's do football.
The pieces. Charlie Jones going to play it from different sides. Jones has his save. Jones 30, 20, 10, touchdown.
All right, that was certainly one of the weirder games
It was.
from this past weekend, and that was not the game winner.
I think this week
like that,
was, hey, let's make Vegas some money. I think if there was ever a week where if there was ever a week where the fix was in, it was this week.
The fix has been in most weeks, but definitely this week. You're right on that.
Yeah, I think. Well, I think it's been in for a long time, but there are certain weeks when they definitely really want to flex it for whatever reason, because they haven't made quite enough. Because they make money all the time, but
All the time.
I guess if they don't make enough money all the time, then they get a little bit upset. So, why don't you guys talk about the Giants first, because they played a game, and the Jets, we don't have a game to talk about, but we have a little bit of trade movement to talk about for the New York Jets, so I'll give you my thoughts on that. But let's talk about their Giants.
Yeah, Harry, would you like to start, or would you like me to start?
I mean, you're going to go into it in more detail because I don't care. I mean, I think this is a broken organization. I think Daboll's got to go. I think Dart's okay, but I mean, it's just clear to me that the coaching on all sides is just not great.
I agree with you, but here's my thing right now. I don't by any means think Daboll should stay if he's not, like, if this track continues the rest of the season, he shouldn't stay. All right. However, I will say this. All right. And this involves Daboll to a point, but mainly Dart. All right. With no skill position players of record, of magnitude, if you will, this past weekend. And this is going to sound weird coming from me, obviously. I'm just screaming usually, right? But he had no wide receiver to throw to. Theo Johnson, Darius Slayton, everybody and their mother were dropping balls. I mean, he was threading the needle. He was putting them on a dime, and he was putting them right in their hands, and they didn't catch the fucking ball. All right. So that in mind, and the fact that he was the leading rusher with 58 yards. All right. He still scored 27 points. All right. The story here, and has been for all of these games, is the fucking defense. Okay. And on paper, and we talked about this back in August, on paper, this was one of the best defenses in the league. Not the conference, the league. All right. They suck. They suck worse than the Dyson that I have downstairs. Okay. All right. And I'm putting all of this on Shane Blowjob Bowen. Okay. He is the most vanilla defensive coordinator that's ever been a defensive coordinator in the entire history of the NFL. Ever. He sucks. He sucks. Why this man still has a job? I mean, at this point, you should have given whoever's the defensive backs coach or the defensive line coach, give him the duties for the rest of the season.
Definitely not the defensive line coach.
Well, you know what I mean. Somebody else in that system. Give them the job for the rest of the season, because they can't do a worse job than he's doing. All right?
He's not missing tackles, though.
Right. No, he's not.
He's not missing tackles.
But
he's not the one.
You're right.
He's not the one and unable to beat a one-on-one block.
No, you're right. Deontay Banks. I mean, what was that shit we watched on Sunday? Deontay Banks, one of the three of us could have brought that guy down.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. Obviously, we couldn't have, but you know what I'm saying. But he
maybe all three of us together.
Maybe all three of us, right? But still, Robinson
if we fell on him in the right way,
right? But I mean, that play right there either shows me that he is one of the worst defensive backs in the NFL and should not be an NFL starter, or he doesn't give a fuck. It's one of the two, and didn't want to get hurt. Didn't want to, he's going out. He's got a date tonight. Fuck this guy. We're gonna lose anyway. Who cares? It's one of the two. And either way, he does not deserve to be on the field. And if you are a good defensive coordinator, you can pinpoint that and you can deal with that. And you could say, yo, go sit down. I'm going to bring up one of these other guys they're not on practice squad that actually want to play football. And see, the things you got to identify. All right. Now, I'm not saying they would have won the game. Maybe they play a little bit better. Maybe they elevate themselves a little bit better. Clearly, one or two defensive plays in the Denver game, they win that game. One or two defensive plays, even when Russell Wilson was playing still in the Dallas game, they win that game. All right. The New Orleans game, yeah, that was rookie mistakes on the offense and the turnovers and everything else. So that was a loss. But this past weekend, you give up 37 points to a majorly injury depleted San Francisco 49ers that are not playing anywhere near their best football, that lost to the Texans, who are a good team, of course, but you literally get trampled in your own house. All right. I'm not saying that the Giants could have won the game. They should not have gotten blown out. And even though it was only 34-20,
it was by 10, whatever. Right?
They lost by 10.
Yeah, but the game wasn't that close.
But it wasn't right. That's my point. It was not that close.
Time, yeah.
It was not that close.
The Giants have the 29th ranked defense. The only teams worse are the Steelers, Cowboys, and Bengals.
Right.
They've given up 28 touchdowns. Their passing defense is 24th, and their rushing defense, which is atrocious.
The rushing defense,
I honestly 31st.
I think the rushing defense is 42 out of 32.
Yeah. Only the Bengals are worse, and they've given up 12 rushing touchdowns. Mm-hmm. I mean,
Christian McCaffrey was uncovered. How do you leave Christian McCaffrey uncovered?
Speaking of,
it's Christian McCaffrey.
Well, he's also the only skill player on that team. So there was one really great skill player playing, and he dominated the game.
But that's my point. One really skilled player on the 49ers, and you leave him uncovered. Yeah. What moron drew up that play? All right. So it's broken plays. It's not identifying that it's vanilla calls. It's dropping. It's going back to the Denver game. It's dropping 8 into coverage when you had Bo Nix on his ass the whole game. Let's just rush 3 and drop 8 into coverage. No, all they need is 10 yards, and they're going to win the game.
Who
thinks that way?
I get you, and I agree with you. And we could scream and yell all we want. It's not going to change. Look, I haven't been great at anything predicting wise, but what I have been good at over the last 3-4 years is predicting how many wins the Giants are going to have every year. And I don't want to be pessimistic, but they're just bad. Mm-hmm. And they just don't know how to close out games. They don't know how to win.
I sat and I looked at some numbers. I didn't go crazy. I didn't go to any rabbit holes or anything like that. I just looked at some brief numbers, but I really didn't. You would expect me to, right? But I didn't. The Giants, take yourself back to childhood, the three of us. Okay. When I say childhood, I don't mean 6. I mean like 10, 12, 8, 10, 12, 15, 14, 13, whatever. Back to the 70s. Okay. The Giants were horrible. They were one of the worst teams in the league in the 1970s.
Not this bad, though.
This is worse.
This is way worse.
They are way worse than they were in
the 70s. They were the Cowboys back then. They were like a 6 or 7 win team. They blow a couple games really badly. They, of course, we'd know what they do back then. Mm-hmm. But
you know what the Giants had when they sucked in the 70s?
I don't think anybody expected them to be great back then.
But you know what they did have in the 70s? Consistent every year, never faltered, always straight. Well, besides
good kicker.
Straight through.
Great kicker, yeah.
Well, great kicker, yeah. But defense. Every year, defense. When I was 10. When
I was 17.
11, something like that.
It was a lonely year.
When the players used to park in.
Pelt was there.
When they used to park in lot. Really fair. When they used to park in lot 11 in the 11A, right?
Jesus Christ.
We used to walk. Oh no, shut up.
Let's go down into
I'm trying to make a fucking point. Let me make my point. They used to come out and sign autographs. So walk over. I was getting an autograph. I was waiting for an autograph from Brian Kelly. Okay. And Brian Kelly's signing autographs, and somebody else, too bad you lost it because the defense played an amazing game, like they usually did. Not every game, but usually they were spot on. And whatchamacallit, somebody asked him, "Hey Brian, how do you feel about today's game?" And he's writing an article, and there's literally 75 kids, like 8 to 12 years old, standing there waiting for autographs, and he goes, "Fucking offense." So it was the offense that was the problem. But anyway, it's worse now. It's worse now. It's worse now. It sucks. It's horrible. It is. Now I hope they're on the mend. I hope they're on the but I don't. I think right now, I think the only saving grace if Brian Dable has, I was going to say Brian Flores. I don't even know why I was going to say Brian Flores. If Brian Dable has any inkling to even attempt to try to save his job for next year, he fires. I know he fires Shane Bowen right now, and you know what? Puts in an AI robot as the defensive coordinator at this point. You know. But whatever. Hey, you know what? Friggin' hire Adrian Peterson off the street.
Adrian Peterson as a defensive coordinator?
Did I say Adrian Peterson?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mean Jock Peterson?
That's Jock Peterson.
Is Adrian Peterson going to come in and hit everybody with switches? Hire Jacques Cousteau.
I mean, I think it's a toss-up. Which you would assume Adrian Peterson might do a little bit of a better job, but who knows?
I wrote down. I don't know why I said Adrian Peterson. I have on my notes right here. I have AP Antonio Pierce.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why I looked at AP instead Adrian Peterson.
Antonio Peterson.
I mean, that would be interesting.
It would be interesting. Well, no, you know what? Here's my point. That would even be better than Shane Bowen.
It might turn out to be better. Heck, Jock Peterson might turn out to be better.
Yeah. I mean, you know,
Jock Cousteau might turn out to be better.
That's right. Jordan Peterson.
All right. Well, listen, whatever.
Anyway,
the Giants are bad, and they got a lot of problems.
So the Giants are bad, but
however,
they share that stadium with a team that what the hell, Pete?
Okay. When I heard the news, it's been I don't know what
24 hours,
28 hours now since
hours.
Right. I decided I wasn't going to overreact. I wasn't going to get emotional. I was going to take it in. I was going to absorb it. I was going to digest it. I was going to look at it from all the angles.
Mm-hmm.
And I've listened to the pundits and a couple things that I would like to relay from what they said. Alan Hahn said draft picks are the currency of hope, which I think is a great saying. I think that's a direct
good
quote,
draft picks.
Well, no, he just meant draft picks.
Yeah.
He is against what they are doing. And so he was criticizing them. And I heard some other people say, listen, this is what you do when you're a bad team. You sell off your assets, you get a bunch of draft picks, and you tear it down so you can rebuild. I understand that. I can't argue with that philosophy. If that's what they're doing, which they are doing, they're doing a great job at it. They're giving up with the best.
They're giving up their best defensive players, especially one who they just signed. Both of them, I think. They signed. Oh no!
How you doing, brother? Joe Douglas. Hey, man, I'm gonna turn you over to Coach Solid.
Seems like just yesterday.
Great, man. It's nice to be here, man. Hey, man. Welcome to family. Welcome to family. Welcome to family.
Creepy Joe. Yeah. Now look, the Sauce. I know at least. Williams. I'm not sure. They signed a 4-year extension.
Right.
So they liked him, but look, he's not playing like he was a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's because the team is bad. Quinton Williams doesn't do a good run stopper, but he doesn't get to the quarterback basically at all.
No.
So they're doing a good job if that's the plan. They're getting a haul. First, they got a couple of firsts and a couple of seconds over the next couple of years. They got back the receiver, whoever his name is, from the Colts, who, as long as he hangs onto the ball until after he crosses the goal line, he's a pretty good receiver.
A.D. Mitchell.
Mitchell.
But how do you hate Adrian Peterson? How do you feel if you're Mitchell?
You just went from the best team in the league to the worst team in the league in one.
Yeah, but you're going to get a lot of throws because you're a number 2, but it's I think a kind of a close number 2, and so you've given another weapon.
You get to live in New York and not.
You get to live in New York. Brees Hall wanted to be traded, but they didn't. So they still have Hall. They have the good Wilson. They've got Mitchell. They still need a quarterback. They got a lot of holes to fill.
Is this?
So
can I?
Wait a minute. Hang on.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is this just a way for them to kind of give an excuse to extend Aaron Glenn?
Aaron Glenn's not going anywhere anyway.
Yeah, but I mean, is it? Don't you feel like it's kind of like
they're taking the heat off of him?
They're taking the heat off.
We're a lousy team, and we need to rebuild.
Adam Gay's got more than 1 year.
They weren't a lousy.
Aaron Glenn's
team.
not going anywhere.
No, but they're lousy now.
Yeah, they are now.
Right now, what the team is essentially saying is, "Hey, it wasn't all Aaron Glenn's fault."
Right. All right.
That
was
fair,
kind of my take on it.
But yes, I think they're giving him some cover. Because they're hoping
and maybe letting them start fresh with some new younger guys.
Right. Yeah, I think it's a mistake. I
do too.
I've seen enough.
When I saw it, I was like, "There's nothing more Jets than this."
Yeah, but it's not like what they're doing now is not the problem.
No, it's
the process they have to go through after the trades because they got to figure out what are we going to do with these picks. Are we going to trade? Look, any quarterback in the league who is moderately available, they have enough to go get now. Are we going to do that? Are we going to bring in a veteran?
Or are they just going to draft?
Are we going to draft and bring in a veteran and use all these picks to fill these holes? And they'll all be either this year or next year, and they'll all be young, and we'll have those long rookie contracts, and we can really build. They got to figure out what they're going to do with it.
That's what they're going to do.
I think that's what they're going to do, too.
Or maybe a combination thereof.
But
the Jets are not bad. The Jets have not historically been bad at their first round picks.
Unless it's a running back.
They've had some clunkers.
Unless it's a running back. They suck.
Well, was Hall a first round pick?
Yeah, he's the exception.
Okay.
Listen, you can only pick from what you've seen out of a guy in college. I don't think they develop their running backs very well.
No.
When they get to the NFL.
And running back is a weird thing these days, you know?
Yeah. But they have to make a lot of right decisions with these picks because when you have all these first and second rounders, you're supposed to hit on most of them. Now, I will say this. I don't know how you pronounce his name. Muge? Darren Muge? Muge?
Muji.
Muji? Okay, there we go.
Muji. It's Muji. Darren Muji.
Had a pretty good draft last year. Right? We got Membo. Excellent starter. We got Mason Taylor, the tight end. He's good. I'll give him between an A and a B. Azaria Thomas, who is starting more by default because of injury and now because Gardner's gone. But solid pick. Adrian Smith, wide receiver, Malachi Moore, the safety, excellent. He's in there. Francisco Mauigoa, linebacker, fifth rounder. He's playing, so they had a pretty good draft. They got 5 starters out of that draft.
Yeah.
So I have hope that they may make good decisions with it, with these picks. But it's a lot of them. And I haven't even mentioned Woody. And whether or not I've called him a number of times the quieter version of Jerry Jones. I think he's got his fingers in the pie. Or it might be his kid who doesn't like a certain player because he's got a low speed rating on Madden or whatever that ridiculous story was.
Well, if what's his name was son listened to him, he would have been
Madden rating.
Yeah. And the problem is, I'm assuming that's not really what happened, but the fact that I couldn't dismiss it out of hand because it's Woody Johnson, that was the real problem.
Yeah, of course
I'm pretty sure that story's not true, but it fucking might be. So there's that aspect to it too. And they're the Jets. So I want to believe that I think they're doing a great job. They're getting a haul for the guys they're getting rid of. And they got a defensive tackle too.
They got a lot. They got 2 first-round picks next year and 3 first-round picks the year after that.
Yeah, and a couple seconds.
And a couple seconds each year, yeah.
So a lot of stuff coming in, but
so they could use they could use that draft capital to move up and draft the quarterback they want, or they could use that to trade for a veteran quarterback.
Yep. They have a
Like
lot of options.
A good veteran quarterback.
Yeah.
And you know who's been popping up in the last couple of days with all of this?
Joe Flacco?
Close. It's right team, wrong last name.
Oh, Burrow. Yeah, I heard that today, actually. I worry because it's a lot of decisions they have to get right.
I think Joe Burrow would blow his head off before he went to the Jets.
He might.
I'm retiring. I'm done. Bye.
But if he knows there's 3 number 1s and a couple number 2s coming in over the next couple of years, he's still. Well, I don't know. How old is Joe Burrow? He's in his 30s now.
No. He's 28.
28, maybe.
Yeah.
He's going to go to arguably the only team with the worst offensive line.
Well, but look, if the Bengals window has come and gone,
it hasn't. Not with those receivers.
Yeah.
Well, but
it's going to take a lot on that defense to
how long is it going to take I guess you have to spend a lot of capital to build that defense up in a year. So does he want to go through maybe another 2 years of
they're another team
having to put 40 on the board in order to win?
Doesn't seem to be able to get their personnel right. But,
yeah. So
half of it.
When I first heard about it, I was like, I might be done with the Jets for good.
Mm-hmm.
But being the eternal idiot that I am, let's see what they do. I mean, they're the Jets, so I'm expecting them to blow it. I'm expecting of those, 5 or 6 first and second round picks over the next 2 years, maybe 2 of them hit, maybe. But like I said, the current GM made some pretty good picks. I don't look if you're going to keep Aaron Glenn around for another year and give him some fresh meat. Okay, but that should be it. If he doesn't pull it together, I mean from him. I mean the team has to go to 10 wins, but he has to not make the dumb coaching mistakes that he has made. But he won't be a rookie next year anymore. So, but as I said, when they hired these guys, if you're trying to build a team, why are you bringing in guys? Again, Muji was a assistant GM with whoever. Why are you bringing in guys who've never done the job before? At least one of them should have more experience than that.
It's a rainy day in East Rutherford.
Yeah,
but they might grow. They might grow with this young team. And there is a lot of talent. That is a lot of high-round talent to bring in and all. You're not paying them an awful lot. So you can maybe fill some of those holes with, one of those veterans who's not quite over the hill and is going to cost you a lot of money because you're not spending a lot on these 5 or 6
They're hard to watch. The Jets are hard to watch.
Yeah. Speaking of filling holes.
All right.
Bill Belichick. All right.
Okay. Where's this going? There's so many directions that this could go.
Yeah. Well, I'm going with the obvious one. No.
He's going to be a papa?
Oh, God. Do you know, chronologically on a calendar, which is kind of how chronologically is. But
on a clock.
It could be on a clock, yeah. Which we call a little bit lengthier than a clock, though. He is old enough to be his girlfriend's great-grandfather. Certainly grandfather.
What was your point, though, before you
that wasn't my point. My point is just
here's your rabbit hole.
Just going for it. No, it's not a rabbit hole. And this is going to lead me into our NFL. Just a quickie. It's called the segue.
It's the longest quickie.
What the hell is that?
Nah, that's crap.
Let it go.
It's a bot. Never mind. It's on Twitch. Yeah. Anyway, we everybody's saying, hey, not everybody. There's a lot of people out there saying, oh, just come on, get rid of Dable, bring Belichick in here. While I respect Belichick for what he did when he was at the Giants, with the Giants, obviously we won 2 Super Bowls with him, and for what he did most of the time up in New England. I think he's done.
Well, yeah, you think so?
I think he's done. Done.
He's coaching a basketball school in football.
Yeah, no. Well,
and it's not going the way he had hoped.
No.
I mean, not that they were going to play for a national championship.
And I don't think this is helping his legacy. Look, you know,
he's done. He's done it.
I don't diminish Belichick's accomplishments like some people do, because any of the great coaches all had great players. But let's just kind of put this into perspective. Belichick won with the Giants, as did Parcells, with, in my humble opinion, the best defensive player to ever play the game.
100%.
And
yours
Belichick,
and most everybody else's.
And Belichick won in New England with, in my humble opinion, the best quarterback to ever play the game. So it's easy to win. Now, I'm not diminishing what his role was and all of that. Phil Jackson had Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant, you know? So the difference between being Bill Belichick and being, you know, somebody that nobody remembers, look at Andy Reid. I mean, it took him a long time until Patrick Mahomes came along. So
he got close a couple times.
Yeah, but he had a lot of success with the Eagles.
But he would never. We would have already forgotten about him. He would have been shoving his walrus face with Long John Silver's in retirement home.
I love the one fact that with Andy Reid, like he drafted Jason Kelce to the Eagles and then went to the Chiefs and drafted Travis Kelce. That's pretty funny. Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah, I think
I'm sick of those two as well.
Right, when you talk about Belichick, it's all the other stuff that he did, right? You had these great players and you surrounded them with other great players, and the thing he did with receivers, how he managed to find these mighty mites year in and year out, you know, that was really his genius. I don't think it was.
He put together the right team. They had a great front office. They were able to get the most out of, because guess who makes a mediocre receiver look pretty good?
A great quarterback,
right?
Yeah. So it may not be the
Tom Brady had Randy Moss for 1 year.
Yeah.
Other than that, he had a bunch of 5'7" guys that they got in the parking lot at Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah. So I think that was,
and some of them weren't even working at Dunkin' Donuts; they were just eating at Dunkin' Donuts.
Yes, and Gronk, but Gronk was there 60% of the time.
Gronk was Gronk.
Right?
Gronk. Yeah, but he was. Look, I know people make the argument he was pound for pound the best tight end, certainly among the best ever. I think that's a legitimate argument to have. But,
I do too.
But yeah, I think that was we assumed a certain type of genius from Belichick, and maybe it wasn't quite what we thought all those years.
I think
it doesn't mean he wasn't great.
I think it was just like Joe Torre was, just like, you know, Barry
handling.
Who was the coach of the Cowboys?
Switzer,
not Switzer, the other one,
Jimmy Jones.
Jimmy Jones. You know, Jimmy Johnson. I mean,
Jimmy Jones. Jerry Johnson.
Timmy Jones. You know,
Jumping Joseph.
What's his name didn't look so great without Tim Duncan and Kawhi Leonard together. So, yeah, they when they had the talent and they were in the right time. Belichick was an innovator at the time, especially with the Giants as a defensive coordinator. He was a great manager of
personalities and talent and ego,
and he won with the least amount. But he realized, like any good player, that you have to spread it around. And I just think that at some point the game changes and your talent level and your ability to assess what is necessary changes. The game's different.
It is definitely different. That's for sure. And I've been saying it for a while. Well, all of us. All right. So we got a just a quickie.
Let's do a little just a quickie.
Let's do it. All right. This is NFL season opinion. Just a quickie. NFL season opinion.
Season opinion. All right. I'm going to say
at this point in the season, right? Garlic with pepper. Garlic gotta have
garlic and pepper. Yeah.
I guess. So anyway,
yes.
Who will?
I will say no.
All right. Who will be fired? And I have choices for you, so don't just jump.
Okay.
Who will be fired from the New York Giants after this season? Joe Shane, Brian Dable. 1 is Joe Shane. 2 is Brian Dable. 3 is both. 4 is neither, just Shane Bowen.
4.
I'll say modified 4. It'll be Bowen. They might throw somebody else under the bus too, but I think Shane and Dave will both stay.
All right.
I think the Giants should try to play without a coach next year. Just fucking try it.
Remember that game they broadcast years ago without the announcers?
Yeah.
Why can't we just do that without a coach?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Guys are getting huddled together anyway. They go, well, what should we do? Well, let's run it.
They all know the playbook.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I mean, Cam Scadaboo's got 2 more years left before he's completely brain dead. So let him coach him for player coach. Just
It's just gonna call a run up the middle every play.
Yeah.
That's it.
6'5" stack monster.
Yeah.
Jackson Dart will have 0 passing yards for the season.
That's fine. Just
But
let him
he'll
yell
be
at
second
people
on the team in rushing.
Right.
every timeout's in the concussion tent. It's great.
All right. So there you go. Well, that's your NFL just a quickie for today. There you go.
All right. Well, let's do while we're on a roll here.
While we're on a roll.
Are we on a roll?
Sure, why not?
All right. I like your optimism.
Let's do let's do a little over under.
Let's do that.
Over.
I got some football over under.
Under.
Well, I've got no chance of losing this time.
That is the Jerry Garcia band.
Jerry
So
Garcia band.
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
So yes and no. Ish.
Yes and no.
It's Grateful Deadish.
Yeah, deadish.
It's the Jerry Band.
Yeah.
That's the answer.
All right. Let's
I'm
start
having
with
a little more bourbon. Go ahead.
Let's start with a easy one, sort of. Well, maybe not easy, but simple because we don't have a number for this one.
No number. Okay, just over or under.
Yeah. Mike McDaniel of the Miami Dolphins.
Of Miami Dolphins fame and Radio Shack fame.
From Aurora, Colorado, I believe.
Yeah, and not the guy from the Doobie Brothers.
No,
as
Michael
we
McDonald.
learned last show.
Mike.
Yeah. Well, I called him Michael McDonald, and I wrote down Michael McDonald here, but I remembered his name was McDaniel because you guys corrected me about that.
Please don't belittle Michael McDonald. No.
Plenty of other reasons to bash Michael McDonald.
No, there's
Not
none.
for football. Yeah.
I keep forgetting we suck at football anymore.
Anyway, I don't know if you watched any of this week's performance by said Dolphins. I think he wants to get fired. I really think McDaniel wants to get fired. His calls were awful. Everything about this team is awful.
You know what? At first, I thought he was just sucking. Not that he was ever great by any means, but I thought that he was just like, what the hell's going on here? He's better than that, at least incrementally. I think you're right. Actually. I think he's just looking to be a shit can so he can move on to somewhere else.
Yeah.
He's a coordinator.
Hey, listen, he can take the rest of the year off. He can still get paid.
Yep.
You know, he can go home. He doesn't have to go to wherever.
He's a special teams coach.
Yeah. So that's the over/under. Will he have his job through the last game of the season, or will they get rid of him?
I think
because they fired the GM. I'm wondering if
I think they'll wait until the end of the year.
Yeah, I'm wondering if the owner is like going to punish him.
They're going to make him coach through the season.
He will be a black. He will be a black. He will be a Black Monday. They're
going to call his bluff and make him fucking stay.
That's exactly
they might even they might even let him coach next year.
They're going to make him quit if he doesn't want to come back.
Fight.
I thought exactly the same thing. Fuck you! I'm not letting you out. I'm not going to pay you to stay at home for Christmas. You're going to fucking work.
A long-term contract.
It's like being locked in the crawl space with the lotion basket,
which is leverage because if that's the case, you can say, well, how
the playbook in the basket.
You say, how does the owner do that to the team, right? Because he's given up and all that. But if McDaniel wants a job somewhere, he can't go through the rest of the season.
Look, it's also Miami. Nobody's watching football. They're all naked on the beach doing cocaine.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
During the game.
Well, of course.
All right, so let's talk. We've done this in the past. Let's talk about the next wins. And one of these is football and one of them is basketball, but we'll do them right now because they're both over under.
Go for it.
And we talked about, I think I have it here. Oh, yeah, 'cause this is a little housekeeping here, too. We talked about NFL games until the next win on our show, which was on the 22nd or 24th or whatever our last show was.
Sure.
The next show is going to be at the 20.
No, Pete saying he talked
2
about
weeks
it on
ago.
past
2 weeks
show,
ago.
The 19th. The 19th.
Yeah, whatever it was. And the over-under for the Jets was 4.5 when they were going to play the Ravens. They're going to play the Ravens. That would be their fourth game.
Oh, the last show. I see what you're saying.
The last show, yeah. And then they went out and won. So me and John picked the over, and so we were wrong. John, you took the under, and we're correct. We also had the Ravens, who played the Dolphins, and Lamar Jackson did not come back for that game. But we had them at 2.5. We all took the under, and so we were all right about that. And then we had the Dolphins at 3.5. And we all lost on that.
We did.
Shockingly,
they won.
Whoever the hell it is that they beat. So we all took the over, and we're still waiting on the Titans, who were at 5.5, and that's a game against the Jaguars on the 30th of this month. And you guys took the over, and I took the under. So we're gonna throw the Jets back into the mix, and we're gonna say, when did they get their second win? And I have their schedule here. I actually looked up their schedule. So I'm setting the over-under for their second win at 4.5.
From
They play... Yes, from now. So they play Cleveland.
They play Cleveland at home this week.
They play Cleveland this week. Then the Patriots, the Ravens, and the Falcons. And then the Dolphins. So let me see.
4.5 conveniently before the Dolphins game. So
yeah.
I mean, so it's the wait, hold
No,
on.
that's not conveniently. It's on purpose.
It's
on purpose.
It's the Browns, the Patriots, the Ravens, the Falcons, and then the Dolphins.
Yeah.
All right. So if they don't, so basically, it's
They don't win this game.
Are
They
they
don't
beating
beat-
Cleveland or no?
All right. If they don't beat Cleveland, I mean, the Patriots are decent, I guess.
Patriots
like
are in
7 and
the
2 or
Patriots are
something.
number
right?
one in the.
The
They're a
Ravens
little
are
better than the Jets and Cleveland.
The Ravens are back. The Falcons are sort of hit or miss, but they're a better team than the Jets. That's for certain.
Yep.
And
And that game is where? That game is home or in?
That is home. Yeah.
All right.
At the Patriots, at the Ravens, Falcons at home, Dolphins at home.
I'm going with over.
John's going to take the over. So you think
They're not going to win until at least the second game until at least the Dolphins.
after the Dolphins is at the Jaguars, who are suddenly decent. So
Yeah.
All right. Harry?
There's a shot they beat Cleveland this week, but I don't. For some reason, I don't think so.
I would think they'd have a better shot against Miami than against Cleveland, but I think they already lost to Miami once, right?
They already lost to Miami in Miami
Yeah.
though, so the Miami game is home. So
Yeah, and maybe that was when Michael McDonald still had hope of doing
Michael
something in
McDonald,
Miami. Harry, what do you think? They beat Cleveland this week, or
The Jets are winning this week.
you think they're rejuvenated? We know we
No,
have
they're not rejuvenated.
Well, they're not excited because at least now we have a plan. Brees Hall said he was sick over getting rid of those guys.
No one expects them to win this week, but they're playing the Cleveland Browns at home, and they're going to win.
All right, so you're going under.
I'm going under, even though I think they have the worst quarterback in the NFL.
I feel like they might, like I just said, at least they know what the plan is now, and they, but how many of those guys are going to be like, am I even going to be here for the next 2 years? To maybe potentially reap
That's
the
why
rewards.
it makes no sense, so they'll probably win.
Yeah.
There's no logic to the NFL anymore.
No.
But I'm a true Jets fan, so I'll take the over. I think they might be. I think they'll beat the Dolphins, maybe, but that'll still be the over, right?
it would be the over. It would be the over. Yeah.
Okay. That's it for football. I know we're going to talk basketball in a minute, but I want to throw this in since we're doing the over-under. I mentioned my Nets are the Jets of the NBA. They are winless, and they're playing the Pacers tonight. I have not seen the score, but I'm not expecting them to win, and they'll go to 0-8 if they lose. So Nets first win, 6.5. And I will tell you, tonight is the Pacers. Then they have their home against Detroit on the 7th. Then they are at the Garden against your Knicks. Then they host Toronto. And then they are in Orlando. And then they are in Washington. And Washington, that is the game. Because the Wizards are god-awful, just like the Nets are.
So I think
it's-
they'll win.
I'm going.
So it's 6.5, and the Washington game is...
I'm going with under because they're winning tonight.
You think they're going to beat the Pacers tonight?
Pacers are a train wreck right now.
Is the Washington game over or under?
The Washington game, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is game 6.
And what's the over-under?
6.5.
I'm going to go under, too.
So you think they'll beat Washington?
I think they're going to win before the next 6 games, yeah.
Before the next 6 games. Yeah, that's really what it boils down to. All right, I'm gonna take the over.
That's the Nets fan that we know and love out of you.
Yeah, I mean, the Wizards have, I think, 1 win, but I think it's a ridiculous thing to say, and I think they're a slightly better team than their record. I know we talked about that in the last show. Who's better than their record? I think they're a little bit better. So under, you guys under for the Nets. Harry's under for the Jets. I'm over for the Nets. John and I over for the Jets. There we go.
There you go.
And that is over under.
That is over under.
The over-under lounge. Thanks for coming into the over-under lounge.
There you go.
We'll see you next week.
We really love you.
We do.
And I have not changed the music.
You're listening to the smooth sounds of the over under segment.
There we go.
All right.
All right.
Cool.
Do you want to do
let's do a I have one thing just
you have hot takes or
I have
a 4 out of 6.
No, I have a 4 gotta stay. Yeah, but real quick, I just want to make a point. We know that obviously Eli Manning again is a finalist for Canton for the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and I think he makes it this year. But it was just announced that another finalist for Canton this year is Tom Coughlin.
He should probably go.
I would say,
right?
So. Yeah, I think so.
Because it was 2 Super Bowls with the Giants, right?
2 Super Bowls with the Giants,
and he got to one with the Jaguars.
Got to a championship game with the Jags.
Championship game.
Yeah,
but he definitely turned the Jaguars around.
He definitely did.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, he was the first head coach of the Jags.
That's right. Yeah. And he was just what the Giants needed at the time, which was a disciplinarian.
So, all right. But we have a New York sports question of the day. It's 4 gotta stay, and the last one we did 4 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago, right?
12 weeks ago,
something like that. On our 200th show.
There we go.
Or 5-year anniversary, whatever it was.
Whatever. I think it was 5
years. We did New York Sports Icons. This is New York Sports Icons version 2.
Oh, okay.
Version 2. So New York sports question of the day. 4 gotta stay. New York Sports Icons version 2. Do we have an intro for it or no? We don't have.
I do not have one yet.
4 gotta stay.
4 gotta stay.
I like the number 4. It's so much better than the number 6. I like the number 4. Number 6 can go pick up sticks.
I like it. Done.
There we go.
All right. There we go. All right. Write these down. Write these down.
I don't think I need to write them down. But go ahead.
You write it down. Write it down. Humor me. Write them down. Here we go.
I'll pretend to write it down.
Martin Brodeur.
Marty B.
Next.
As he's known in the
Marty B. As he's known in the
hockey rap world.
The hockey rap world. There you go. Eli Manning.
Okay. Next.
Eli Manning. Elijah Nelson Manning. Joseph Klecko.
Okay.
Joey K.
Klecko. Big Joe Klecko.
Have you seen the documentary about him?
Yeah.
Man, what a great job they did. What a nice guy.
He's a very nice
awesome.
guy.
Yeah, you have a picture of him, right? Where you're taller than him. He kind of shrunk up since his playing days.
I think I'm a little tall now there, but where the hell is it? Here we go, right? Right here.
Yeah, Klecko. Who's next?
There we go, right there.
Yeah, you got to send me that up. I'll put it in the mix with Baby Hans Nelson and Marie Kondo. All right, who's our fourth?
Ron Guidry.
The Gator.
Gator.
All right.
Tom Terrific. Mr. Seaver.
Tom Poston? Oh, okay.
Tom Poston. There you go. Tom Seaver. And rounding it out, number 6 would be Mr. Patrick Ewing. So we got Martin Brodeur, Eli Manning, Joe Klecko, Ron Guidry, Tom Seaver, and Pat Ewing. There you go. All right. Radio Pete, you start us out this time.
Okay. Well, look, Brodeur, systems goalie, but the best ever, perhaps. It's the trap. It was never
the best goalie of all time.
It was never him. It was the neutral zone trap. He's got to stay. Klecko got to stay.
What?
Sports icons?
Okay.
Yeah.
I think half the people in New York don't remember Joe Klecko, but go ahead.
Well, I remember him.
Yeah, you're a Jets fan of a certain age.
Yeah, exactly. Seaver, of course, he has to stay.
Of course.
And
who are you picking out of Manning, Guidry, and Ewing?
Well, listen, this is a list of guys that I like. Now, I don't care how much of a sports icon they are or not. I am ignoring your intended category, sir, as usual, because consistency is the key to success. Yeah. So I will take Gator, who I actually like. Ewing can go scratch, and Eli, one of the luckiest guys in the world.
Yeah, lucky. Yeah.
3 plays, and he's a 2-time loser in the Super Bowl. So,
just like Tom Seaver.
Tom Seaver did lose the Super Bowl once. He did.
Yeah. He threw a lot of pitches, though. So, sorry, Ewing, Nick.
Tom Seaver's only win was as a relief pitcher for the Mets.
Nick and Georgetown, the 2 strikes against Ewing.
Marty, Big Joe, Gator, and Terrific.
Tom Terrific, yeah.
All right. Harry.
Well, I'm going to look at this from an actual reality check.
Intelligent, sports-minded reality viewpoint. Boring.
Yeah, Eli Manning and Patrick Ewing are 2 of the most, beloved New York sports people of all time. Look, it's hard. Klecko's got to go. He was great, but he's not at that level. See, here's the tough one. Is that you got to put Seaver in there, I guess. I don't know. He kind of annoys me.
You really do.
The whole thing is, do you take out Brodeur or Guidry? Because I can't take out the other ones.
How can you take them out though? These guys are how many rings did how many championships did each of them win?
A lot.
I mean, what is more iconic?
True, but a lot.
Yeah. What is more iconic than that?
All right, so we'll take out the people who have the least amount of New York championships. So that'll
be Klecko and Ewing.
Klecko and Seaver.
How many championships does Ewing have?
Ewing.
Ewing was a much better player than fucking Tom Seaver. Than Joe Klecko.
No, but if you're only taking out the ones that don't have any New York championships, it would be Klecko and Ewing.
Which shouldn't be the criteria. I'm just saying
it shouldn't be the criteria.
I don't know how look, the way I chose shouldn't be the criteria either, but I don't know how you take out guys that won multiple championships.
Well, okay. So I'm not. I think Eli Manning is a New York, icon. I think that in New York,
the Knicks don't even sniff those championship series without Pat Ewing.
Look, a lot of people say Ewing's the best Knick of all time. I don't think he's anywhere close. I think he's fourth.
I don't think he is either. He's
maybe sixth.
He's in the top 5.
But he's not on my he doesn't start on my all-time Knicks team. No. Willis Reed was a better player. Yeah. But here's the reality. He is an icon, and he was the New York sports icon of I would say the late 80s and into the 90s.
And again, this list is not greatest players to ever play in New York.
It's icons in New York.
Icons. New York.
So here's who I'm going to take off.
Or it's my favorites.
Here's who I'm going to take off because I don't think they're as popular. And I love Marty Brodeur, but he's not on this list because I don't think most people in New York give a fuck about him because he played in New Jersey. And
I'm gonna probably agree with everything that you say, actually.
And the other one I'm going to take off, even though he was good, but most people under the age of 40 don't remember him, and that's Klecko.
Which I mean, proof point to what you're just saying is when I went to that night that he was when I was talking to him for 3 hours, there was no one there.
Right.
There was like 8 people in the entire place, which is why I was able to talk to him for 3.5 hours.
He was facing the wall talking to a fire extinguisher. But other than that, that could have been part of the reason.
Yeah, I turned him around.
I mean, there's a 9-year-old who asked him for an autograph, and he bit him on the finger.
I actually raised him up because he had to put up with Mark Gastineau for all those years.
I thought you were going to say you raised him up because he had to put up with me for the.
Well, yeah.
That elevates him to sainthood in a way.
That too. No, I mean I'm going to take off Brodeur. It's close between Guidry and Brodeur, but Guidry was, he's a Yankee. I feel like that's more New York than the Devils. I love the Devils. I think Brodeur is the best.
Well, this is New York area, so
I know. But what I'm saying is that I don't think
technically Eli Manning didn't play in New York.
It's fucking hockey.
Yeah, but nobody else played football in New York, at least during the regular season.
No, that's not true. That's not true. There's plenty of players that played in Buffalo. So
you're right, but not this area of New York.
It's close, but Klecko's gone. I would say that out of the rest of them, I would say I'm going to pick Guidry, but just slightly over Brodeur, and I love both of them.
All right, so Pete's list is Marty Brodeur, Joe Klecko, Ron Guidry, and Tom Seaver. Harry's list is Eli Manning, Ron Guidry, Tom Seaver, and Patrick Ewing.
And if you would ask 100 people, 99 of them would all have Ewing and Manning on their list.
But I agree. Based on realistic, boring criteria that was part of the way the question was asked, then yes, you're right.
The 2 New York pitchers that have won World Series in New York were picked by both of you, Chats. So there you go.
Here's the thing with Seaver, though. Okay, he was great, but he wasn't a big part of that championship team.
There's enough.
Not really. Not really. He didn't even do what Gossman did this year. He was
Well, who did?
Yeah, exactly.
But
I don't know. I have a little bit of a problem with Seaver.
Apparently, I think it's because he's so handsome.
Yes.
No, I don't. It has nothing to do with that.
Oh,
it's because he has a statue out front of the stadium.
Yeah. He is the Patrick Ewing of the Mets. Ewing sat on the bench for one game.
Actually, I don't know. I think Mike Piazza is the Patrick Ewing of the Mets.
Well, that's true. To be honest with you. Or anybody else, yeah.
Because at least Tom Seaver won a World Series.
He did technically.
The Mets, yeah.
Wasn't a big part of it.
So, all right. Cool.
Okay.
All right. Well, there you go. That's the question today. 4 got to stay.
There we go.
All right.
I like that one. That was a good one.
NBA time.
Let's talk some NBA.
Some boards. Let's do it.
There we go.
As we all silence, just quiet.
The Indiana gym, as Harry called it the last show, is on there. The Nets suck, so I don't care what else goes on.
Let's broaden it beyond the New York area a little bit.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's talk about the whole. I mean, NBA is something we can all. I mean, clearly there's a lot. I mean, there's a lot of sports to talk about. We kind of pigeonholed football tonight, and that was for specific reasons for what's gone on in New York the last couple
here's what I'm going to say.
Let me throw one quick stat at you about the NBA, because I heard this the other day. You probably heard it too. The San Antonio Spurs, who started out 5-0 this year, never started out 5-0 in their existence prior to this year.
Ever.
Not that David Robinson, Tim Duncan championship years never went 5-0 to start the season. That was flabbergasting to me. So anyway, wanted to throw that out there. I think they're 5-1 right now, heading into tonight's action.
All right.
So you want to talk about the Lakers and how they're surviving without LeBron?
No. What I want to say is that there's obviously no hangover with the championship with Oklahoma City. They've just come out of the gate.
Not at all.
They're playing great ball.
Yeah.
I think the Lakers somehow are 6-2. Maybe they're a better team without LeBron.
Austin Reeves.
Well, yeah, he's having a hell of a season. I think.
By the way, I'm going to throw this out there really quick. I saw one AI. Granted, it's AI.
Allen Iverson.
Allen Iverson. Right. AI.
I knew he wasn't real. I knew he wasn't human.
Well, you're not wrong. But AI, Allen Iverson, picked the for the next NBA championship next year. Picked the Knicks versus the Nuggets.
There you go.
Interesting.
What would you do, Harry?
I'd root for the Nuggets because I want Jokic to go down in history.
Okay.
Yeah. The Knicks have their championships,
Well, the Nuggets have a championship.
They've won. Look, I'm all in on Jokic, and the Nuggets. They're marginally better than they were last year.
The last time the Knicks won a championship, you and I were in.
Yeah, I know we were very young, and I don't remember it.
Yeah, right.
But I don't have. I would root for the Knicks if they played anybody else, but I just don't have. They just don't do it for me. I just don't like the personalities on that team. But it is what it is.
Is it the personalities on the team, or is it that you've just been in Denver?
No, I just don't like. I just don't like the way they play. I'm just not in on them. Having said that, I think the Lakers are a big surprise. Wembanyama looks unstoppable. Anthony Davis wants there to be a height limit in basketball because of Wembanyama.
Height limit.
He did. That's what he said.
Because he's sick of looking up at guys from the
yeah,
bench.
he's sick of getting his Golden State. I don't know. They look like world beaters one day. The Rockets look okay. I think it's going to take a while for this to pan out. I think the only team that is clearly as good, if not better than they were last year, is OKC, and I think San Antonio is gonna give the West is better than ever, and I think if you take the top 6 teams in the West, they might be better than the top team in the East.
Well, let me ask you guys real quick. What's more of a surprise? We already know the answer. Well, maybe it's early in the season, but the Bulls or the Spurs?
The Bulls are more of a surprise.
Bulls are more of a surprise, right?
Bulls, definitely Bulls. Yeah.
But
will they hold on to that? I don't know.
And can the Spurs? They've obviously Wembanyama's a big part of it, but last year was his rookie year, wasn't it?
No.
So or was it 2 years ago? All right.
Yeah.
So he's in his 3rd year. So I guess you would say, it's about time that they put it together and at least made a run at OKC or the Lakers or anybody else who's in there.
I think San Antonio's beat better teams. Look, we'll see. I think the Bulls have a good challenge against at Milwaukee. What is that, tomorrow night or the next night? The Bulls are improved without a doubt. I think there's a lot of parity in the NBA, more so this year than even maybe last. And I think there's going to be a lot of surprises and a lot of teams that are going to be fighting for playoff spots. We might not see Indiana or Boston in the playoffs this year.
I don't think we're going to see Boston in the playoffs.
Yeah, if there's any question about the value of a certain Indiana Pacer players, just look at where they are now and what they did last year. Didn't he get voted like the most overhyped by a bunch of NBA guys? That was I think it was a poll.
Well, they're missing more than him, but yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, they're as you said, they're a train wreck right now.
I also think they
might lose
were
to the Nets tonight.
I also think they were a team that even with him this year, they could have won 15 less games. I mean, you just don't know with him.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Philly's a surprise a little bit because Embiid's not dominating and they are playing good team ball. Here's the other thing I will say about the NBA. The free throws and foul shooting is way up. Scoring is way up. Let's play some defense. There is not one team holding an opponent. There's only one team holding opponents under 110 points a game.
Harry, we've talked about this on and on and on. Welcome to the current day NBA. There's no defense.
One team giving up less than 110 points a game. It is insane.
Yeah, I heard a couple stats. The best as I can remember, there were, I think, whatever the average was for team fouls or whichever team had. Whichever team had last year had the maximum number of fouls per game, there are now like every team is committing a greater number of fouls except one than that team did last year. Whichever team had the most fouls per game, every other team is outstripping them except for one this year. And there was a couple other stats about just everybody's just hacking and waving and combine that, of course, like you don't even need the anybody to have the Jordan rules. There's like 10 guys, I think they said, that are going to the line. They're shooting like at least 10 or 12 free throws every single game. So I don't know what how do you get this back? You can't do it all at once if you're the NBA, but how do you even begin to get back to some semblance of anything other than lunacy with respect to this issue? I don't know. But yeah, it's really out of control. And every night there's like a 140 to 135 game,
It's like the old Nuggets versus the the Dan Issel Nuggets versus the Walter Davis Suns.
It's like an all-star game, except
an ABA game.
Instead of letting guys go through, they're sort of whacking them on the arm on the way. So the NBA is just you talk about shooting yourself in the foot, right? We've talked about leagues and what they do, and the WNBA, and like, can you get out of your own way? What the fuck is happening to the NBA? Because I
think they need to let them play a little bit more defense. And look, nobody plays with their back to the wall anymore.
Nope.
To the board, to the rim anymore. And there's not a lot of passing. There's a lot of ISO. Look, having said that, I was watching the Nuggets the other night, and I will give David Adelman some credit. He's doing some new things with Jokic this year, where they've got some amazing cuts and low post backdoor going on. Cam Johnson's fitting in pretty well. Jokic might average 11 assists a game this year. I mean, he is literally Magic Johnson out there. It's insane. He's got, I mean, the fact that on opening night, Aaron Gordon scores 50 and they lose is just a sign of what the NBA is right now.
That's crazy. That's insane.
And that's dangerous for them because you're gonna.
It is.
I don't know. Maybe it's attractive to a younger audience. I don't know. But it's not great basketball.
I don't think it is. It's not as compelling. And
look, this goes for every sport, though, right? I mean,
it does.
Pete, to your point, right? It's all about in basketball. They want the score to be 150 to 130. In football, they want the score to be 70 to 55. In baseball, they want the
they want the
75 home runs, right?
Yeah,
so 14 to 10, right? And it's insane. It's all about the scoring. Defense. Nobody in any sport wants to watch defense. When I was a kid, I wanted to watch defense. I wanted to see that.
That's how you know it was a good
game.
And that's why I think a lot of people were talking, with the exception of Game 1. That's why a lot of people were talking about the World Series this year and the fact that it was, in some ways, a little bit of a return and a correction back to some historic baseball. And the fact that, you saw a lot of great defensive plays. You saw a lot of people thrown out at home plate. You saw great starting pitching. It's things that you haven't seen in a long time. I mean, the equivalent in the NBA, maybe that'll happen in the playoffs. It does tighten up in the playoffs. you do see better defense. The teams that can play defense do differentiate themselves.
Right.
So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean,
But,
with the exception of Game 1 in the World Series, you didn't have any.
No,
I think 6 was the most runs that were scored in any of the
which
other
is a
games.
good game, and not all of them were scored on the long ball, although the long ball still plays a bigger part than ever.
Big part. It definitely does.
All right,
but here's another team, that I think is going to be better this year. I think Portland's going to be better this year.
Mm-hmm.
I think Utah is going to have a bounce back year. The West is loaded. So if
we
your
did
team
see
in
a
the
little
East,
bit of a swing away from that last year, but it seems like that pendulum has swung back already.
they are loaded, and let me tell you something. That's going to take its toll during the regular season on people. So if there's a team in the East, like Indiana last year to some degree, that can separate itself and not have to grind it out so much, might help them going into the playoffs.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yep. All right.
And I do think the Knicks are going to be better this year, by the way. I think they're figuring it out still, but I do think
it was going to be a bit of a curve with Mike Brown. They were going to they come around.
I think they have better ball movement. I think their defense is a little bit more focused. I think they're figuring it out.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Cool.
All right. Cool.
Let's do a little Are They For Real, because it's hockey.
Let's do
And
some
then
Are
if
They
you
For
want, we can spend 18.
You got hockey. Are they for real?
Are they?
I got hockey. Are They For Real? Yeah.
I got an NBA, just a quickie.
You got an NBA, just
right.
a quickie. All right, let's do that then.
How many quickies can we have?
There we go.
You can never have too many quickies.
You can have never.
That's not what she said.
Well,
yeah. There you go. All right. NBA, just a quickie. Tonight is trivia. Here we go. Okay. Who is the New York City area all-time leading rebounder?
Dave DeBusschere.
Dave DeBusschere. Pete, you're.
Are we talking total in their career? Or?
Total career.
Oh, career only in New York or career anywhere else? Or
New York City area all-time leading rebounder. So whatever that means.
That's right. DeBusschere did play for another team. So.
I'll say I don't know.
Yes. Anyone?
I'll say Willis Reed.
Willis Reed. You're both wrong.
Oh yeah, give me another chance here.
Another chance?
Well, if it's not, it's got to be Ewing.
It's Ewing. Patrick Ewing. 10,759 rebounds.
That's a ridiculous number.
10,759.
But he's not as well known as Joe Klecko.
Not at all.
I wouldn't. Icon status? No.
No.
All right, let's
So
do it.
hold on.
Oh, wait, we got more.
I got one. No. That's it for the quickie. But I always follow up one of the quickies with an interesting sports fact of the week. All right. And based on that, interesting Knicks fact. Every year since 1947, it's almost 80 years. Okay. Next year will be 80 years. Every single year since 1947, a Knicks player, either current or former Knicks player, has been in the NBA Finals. Since 1947, every year, a either current or former Knicks player has been in the NBA Finals.
So that's what, 80?
Almost 79 years. Next year will be the 80th year.
That's didn't we have something like this a couple years ago?
Similar, but not exactly.
That's
weird fact.
That's insane. Can you read the list of all of them?
Let me read all 80.
No.
Hold on.
Read like the last 10.
No.
Yeah, but I will tell you this. We'll post them up. We'll post them on the Facebook page. But I will tell you this though. To continue with that, I'll just throw this in there. The Christmas Day record. The team that has played the most Christmas Day games is the Knicks. And consequently has the most Christmas Day losses and the second most wins. But anyway.
So, but who has the most New York area rebounds on Christmas Day?
I'll have to do a little more research on
let's
who averaged more rebounds per game in their career? Patrick Ewing or Dave DeBusschere?
Tom Seaver.
Dave DeBusschere.
Dave DeBusschere averaged. He had a higher average annual value. There you go.
Well,
there you go.
By the way,
I don't think he was that far behind Ewing in total rebounds at his career. I bet he was close to 10,000 rebounds himself.
I won one of our over-unders from tonight already.
Okay.
Nets just won.
There we go.
Right.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go. All right. So,
are they for real hockey edition? And then, if anybody has anything to say about hockey, we'll do that too.
What is real?
What is real? How do you define real? If you're talking about what you can feel, what you can smell, what you can taste and see, then real is simply electrical signals interpreted by your brain.
Pretty sure none of that's real.
You're not real.
For real, for real, for real. Yeah.
What is real?
Okay, are they for real? We're going to make some calls about hockey now. Just looking at the standings. It's early, but that's what makes it fun. We're going to talk about who's the most for real amongst leaders of the pack to win divisions.
The leaders of the pack.
The teams that are right now the wild card favorites. Which of them is more likely to end up getting a wild card spot? So let's start with the wild cards. In the East, the two wild card right now, based on record and all that, are the Maple Leafs and the Flyers. So, end of the season, which one of them is more likely? Or I guess you could say they're equally likely. You think Maple Leafs are more likely to be in the wild card?
Maple Leafs.
Maple Leafs. Harry?
Yeah, I agree.
All right, I'll take the Flyers. In the West,
You contrarian, you.
Well, someone has to. In the West, it's Dallas and the Kings.
Kinks?
Sacramento Kings.
Yeah.
Where are the Kings from? L.A.?
Kinks are from England, aren't they?
England, yes.
England. No. Yeah,
The Davies brothers.
Yeah.
I'm
all right,
going
so
with.
I think it'll be the Oilers.
I think it'll be the. I think it'll be the Dallas Oilers. Yeah.
Dallas Oilers. All right. So you guys
The
are both
Los Angeles Dallas Oilers.
taking Dallas. I will take the Kings.
I'm taking Edmonton.
All right.
Since they have the same amount of points as Los Angeles right now.
All right. Okay, so we're going to go through the four divisions, and we're going to look at the top three teams heading into tonight's action, and I want you to tell me which one of them you think is most likely to win the division. So in the Atlantic Division, we've got... Can't even read my own right. We've got Detroit, Boston...
I already have an answer.
Detroit, Boston, and Montreal. Amongst those three, who's the most likely to win the division?
Montreal.
Yeah, let's go with the Canadiens.
All right. I will say, I'll say Detroit.
Well, both our Boston watchers.
The Metro Division, Metropolitan. We've got the Devils, Pittsburgh, and it's still the Hurricanes from Carolina, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Well, it's noted.
Who do you like in that to win?
Hurricanes.
Unfortunately, I think it's Carolina, yeah.
Carolina. All right, I'll take New Jersey.
Shocker.
Yeah, not a surprise. Central, we've got the Avalanche, the Jets, and
By the way, the Devils are playing really good hockey right now. So.
They are.
The Avalanche are playing great hockey.
Well,
and they're beating the shit out of people.
Of the three teams, he said.
Yes.
I'm enjoying it, yeah. So right now we have Colorado, Winnipeg, and Utah.
Colorado.
Yeah, the Avalanche. The Avalanche look really good.
Although the Mammoth,
expansion
not
team.
Too shabby. Not too
I don't
shabby.
think they can win the division.
Well, not an expansion team. No, they're the Coyotes, right?
They're 9-4-0.
Yeah. Is that what happened? Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, listen, they're 3 points back. but I don't think they can hang on. Yeah, I'm going to actually agree with you on this one.
I think Karl Malone's going to play for them, so it'll be.
I hope so. And finally, the Pacific Division, Anaheim, Vegas, and Seattle, the Kraken. They're the expansion team. Right?
They are.
Okay.
Vegas, Seattle, and who?
Anaheim.
I was wrong, by the way. The Coyotes are the now the Winnipeg Jets. Oh no, they were the Winnipeg Jets. My bad. They were the Winnipeg Jets, the original Jets. They're not. Then they were the Coyotes. Now they're the Mammoth. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay. So they're not expansion.
Who were the Winnipeg Jets before they became the Winnipeg Jets?
Yeah.
They were the Winnipeg biplanes.
They were the props.
All right.
All right.
Are we almost
Copters.
I'll take Vegas.
I'm gonna go with Vegas.
Harry?
Yeah.
Vegas?
Yeah.
All right. We all agree on that one. So that's nice. And that leads us to, I don't know, do we have anything that we want to say about hockey other than that?
By the way, Ovechkin became the first player to score 900 goals tonight.
And that doesn't even include the goals that he scored before he was in the official NHL.
Well, yeah, okay. All right, this is Ichiro.
They were the Atlanta Thrashers. The Thrashers moved to Winnipeg.
Yeah.
There we go. Anything else you want to say about hockey?
No, we need a team called the Rough Riders.
Maybe we'll get the Canadian football.
Maybe we can get a little CFL hockey down here.
Absolutely. Probably half the guys on the football team can actually skate.
How about the Portland Rough Riders?
Oh, why not?
Why not?
How about an expansion basketball team? Bring the Sonics back to Seattle.
The Seattle Rough Riders.
There you go.
I know a couple people. If you're interested in rough riding, Harry, I can help you out.
I see where you went there.
All right, one piece of business left.
Is those your only fan?
That's his only fan.
Oh yeah. It's a network. All right, one piece of business.
They're nice guys, though. They're nice guys.
Who said they were guys?
Well, we just said they were riders.
Exactly.
All right,
if you're riding, you could be a woman.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
That's true.
Get over top.
Anybody can swing a crop. You know,
that is
well. You know, while you're riding, so
anybody can ride.
Place your bets, please. Place your bets, please. Place your bets, please.
All right, here we go. Football picks. Let's remind everybody about the rules very quickly.
There you go.
And let's take a look at last week's results. Week 9, we have a new leader.
Unfucking believable.
8 points for the coin. Pittsburgh and Denver. Winners for them. So they the coin. Now with 62. Johnny in second after a 5-point week with 61. Yours truly having a decent week. 7 points. Thank you, Arizona. Third place with 56. Harry, a 5, and he's in 49. Still anybody's game.
No,
we've got whatever. How many weeks in the season? 18, 19?
18 weeks.
11.
11 weeks.
So still plenty of time for anybody to grab the lead and or the championship. Now, as you all well know out there, each one of us picks a game or chooses a game that we're all going to pick. The coin always takes the Monday night game.
Yep.
So that is the I don't know, who's the Monday night game? That is Philly at the Green Bay Packers. And Green Bay is -2.5, and the over-under is 44.5. The coin has taken Green Bay and the over. John, who do you like?
I'm going to take the Lions and Commanders.
Okay. So Detroit let me find that.
An easy pick for all of us, but what's the score going to be? That's the key.
What is the game?
Lions, Commanders.
I'm gonna flip my own coin to pick.
We can pick 2 games and let the coin decide.
I'm just gonna keep flipping and picking.
All right. So Detroit at Washington. Okay. And Harry, what's the game that you are choosing that we're all going to
I don't know. Pick one for me. I haven't looked.
Jaguars, Texans. How about that for you?
Let me run down. We got Vegas and the Broncos.
I only said it because of your history with the Texans.
I'll give you all the games. We got Vegas at the Broncos. We got the Falcons.
Let's do that game because it's a big spread.
It is. All right,
and it's tomorrow. We rarely do a Thursday night.
Yeah, let me really fall in a hole early.
Vegas at Denver. All right. Denver -8.5. The over/under is 42.5.
I'm showing it as 9.5, but yeah, okay.
Well,
we're going with the
Actually, you know what? Let me update the page. Let's see what FanDuel has to say.
We go with FanDuel numbers. So we go with
yeah, they have it at 8.5. So
okay.
Load up, yeah, 8.5, and 42.5 is the over/under. So Harry, right. you chose this one. You can pick it first.
I flipped the coin. I'm doing the home teams as heads. At Denver's home, it came up heads.
All right.
And I'm doing the over as heads and the under as tails. Let's see here.
Yep.
Heads again. So I'm going Denver and the over.
All right. Let me flip the coin real quick. Heads. So same Denver. Tails, the under. Coin says Denver and the under.
All right.
John?
Denver over.
Denver over.
They may do it. They may do it on their own.
Yeah, 42. Vegas Raiders are just not as good as anybody thought, or certainly not as. I think we all thought they were going to be.
Oh, they blew that. They should have kicked, not went for 2.
Yeah. 8.5. Boy, this looks like a trap game, but I'll take Denver.
Big spread.
I'll take the under.
All right. What's the next game?
We have Baltimore at the Vikings. Vikings plus 4.5, over under 48.5. Coin took Minnesota and under. I'm taking Minnesota and the over. John.
I'm taking Ravens and the under.
Baltimore and the under.
Mm-hmm.
Harry?
I'm taking the home team because it came up heads.
So that's Minnesota.
And I'm taking tails, the under.
The under. All right. So you and the coin are in lockstep. And we all have the under. Well, you guys all have the under. I have the over. And John, you're out on a limb with Baltimore.
You got it.
All right. Philly at Green Bay. Green Bay is -2.5. The over/under is 44.5. The coin takes Green Bay and the over. I'm taking Philly and the under. Harry, you're first. Or do you want to flip while John goes?
I just flipped. Who's the home team?
Green Bay.
Oh, yeah, this is a bad pick. I'm taking Green Bay. I'm opposite George, and I'm going with the over. Because I don't care anymore, and no matter what I do, I can't win. So
you can win. You can.
I've just given.
Listen, you're locked up 2 games with the coin, and the coin's been doing pretty good. The coin's in first place, so there you go.
Yeah.
Johnny, who you like?
What's the points in this and the spread?
Green Bay -2.5, 44.5.
Philly over.
Philly over. Oh. Philly over. All right, and finally, Detroit at Washington. Commanders are +8.5, over under 48.5. Let me flip for the coin here. Coin says that's tails, so that's the Detroit Lions. And heads is the over. So coin goes Detroit and over. Is the Washington the second most disappointing team behind maybe the Jets this year? Or maybe more disappointing because we were
way more disappointing
because of what they were
they were in the damn championship game.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to take Detroit. And Well, also they haven't. Weren't they missing Daniels for a couple games, right?
Mm-hmm.
Couple games, more than a couple games. Yeah.
Probably most of the rest of the season. So.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. So I'll take Detroit and the under. Coin's taking Detroit and the over. Johnny?
Detroit under.
Detroit under.
48.5, right?
48.5, and everyone thinks it's going to be a 9-point victory at least.
Mm-hmm.
So far. John? Or Harry?
Detroit in the over.
Detroit.
I didn't pick them. So.
All right. So 3 of us like Minnesota. We're split on Green Bay and Philly. We all like Detroit, although Johnny and I have the under. You and the coin have the... So you're in lockstep with the coin on 3 of the 4 picks.
Isn't it weird how the coin flipped the same? Almost the same on my end.
Yeah, and the 4th pick, Vegas and Denver, you both picked Denver, but you took the over, they took the under. So 1 out of 8 flips, only one of them was different between you guys. And I used a 2-headed coin. So, but we all like Denver.
How about heads I win, tails you lose. There.
Yeah, we all like Denver. We all like Detroit. 3 out of 4 like Minnesota, split on Philly and Green Bay. So probably, well, we'll see. Probably not a whole lot of movement this week, but
No.
If the coin does well, you'll do well.
It's true,
Harry, and I.
At least I could. The best I can do is bring the coin down with me and let you guys catch up to the coin.
Listen, you're the defending champion, as I recall. So
yeah, but this is just too much.
Different one. No, it's actually good. I am enjoying this. This is really good, and not because I'm not in the lead right now. I'm enjoying this. It's pretty cool, actually. This is it's different than we've ever done, and this is the 6th year we're doing this.
It's way better than the team of teams that we did last year.
Mm-hmm.
Although I think there's ways to tweak that and make it enjoyable, but and the wacky scoring system where we're just picking winners a couple times, trying to make it a little bit interesting. But so now we have a little bit of that, right? If you pick the underdog, you get 3. If you pick the winner and they cover, you get 2, et cetera, et cetera. So a little bit of everything here. I'm happy with the system. I like it.
There you go.
All right, here we go.
All right.
I think that's all we have, unless anybody's got anything else.
I think we're good.
Cool.
I'm good too.
All right.
Lay us out.
Under 2. We've been getting so much done in 2 hours.
We have been.
Slightly under 2 hours.
Yeah.
I thought we were trying to get it under an hour.
No, it's never going to be under an hour. But now we've come close to an hour and a half occasionally. But this is a good full packed show tonight in an hour and 52 minutes.
Yeah, we're fitting in a lot of stuff that used to take us.
All right.
3 hours.
Long time. we finally got on with it.
Yeah, finally. We're getting on with it.
Finally
sign us off.
Be back in 2 weeks, I guess.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Bye, Harry.
Over, under, out.
Thank you all for watching. For those of you listening to the audio podcast, a passel of thanks for listening. You're all really swell. Like and follow us on all our social media. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Just search for the Get On With It podcast. All of our shows are available on YouTube at the Lager Room channel. Just click the live tab to reach the show archive. The video podcast is live on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook every other Wednesday, starting sometime between 7 and 8 p.m. Eastern Time. You can find the audio podcasts on our host, Spreaker, as well as your favorite audio platform. If you haven't already, quit your dilly-dallying and subscribe so you will never miss a show. Thanks again for joining us. Have a great rest of your week and watch lots of sports. For the boys, this is Harry Hansen saying see you in a fortnight.